Sorry, didn't see you there. Hi, welcome. My name is Paul Kravitz, and this is the international symbol for the Paul Report. I want to thank you for joining me this evening. I see Michelle is here. Hello, Michelle. And if your mom's within earshot, happy day after your birthday, Chris. Hope it was a wonderful, wonderful day. Excuse me, little tickle in the throat. Again, like I said, my name is Paul. There I am right there. Woo-hoo. All right, hopefully I can do this. Let's see. Get out of there. Come on, get off. There we go. Little elbow grease. All right, so this week's show, I don't know. I put it together a couple days ago. I started doing stuff a few days ago. And then I took a break from it, and then I came back to it today like I normally do. And hey, Bob Kravitz is here. Hey, Bob. Did this myself. How do you like that? It was just before I got COVID. I was like, you know what? I don't want my long hair anymore. I don't want it to be long anymore. I'm going to keep it like this. I get the right setting. I'm just going to do it every few weeks and just buzz it back. I'm done. Who needs sports cuts? That's what I have to say. All right, so I put the show together, and then I took a few days off from looking at it, came back today, and I was like, you know what? I don't have enough content. So I've been busting my hump since about 6 o'clock tonight, getting content for the show. And quite frankly, I failed. I didn't get enough stuff. So I'm going to go through what I have, and whatever time we end, that's the time we're going to end. Aw, Jen, you're supposed to be in bed resting. My wife's not feeling well tonight, but she's here, so yay! All right, so this week's show, is being brought to you in full color by the folks who make those little punctures of crayons you get at Applebee's. Well. Satan? Yeah. Right off the bat, you know, I've been watching a little bit more TV lately than I have been prior. And so I wanted to just quickly talk about some shows that I'm watching right now. And you may think, why, Paul? Why? What do we care? And I'm going to say to you, why not? My hopes really are that, you know, maybe those watching will use the chat to let me know what they're watching. And maybe that's a show that maybe I will want to look into after I'm done with this crop of shows that I'm watching now. So one of the shows I just finished watching the last episode of for this season was The Book of Boba Fett on Disney+. Now, if you watch the show, you'll know that it's a little disjointed because they show a lot of the past of Boba Fett from when he fell into the Sarlacc's belly in Return of the Jedi, and it kind of picks up at that point, and then it tells his backstory from that moment of when he was reborn out of the Sarlacc monster there, and the story just sort of went back and forth in time, and it was, again, a little disjointed, and then they took a break from it to completely go into another character. And then they came back for the final episode and finished off the story. And I'm not going to do any spoilers if you haven't watched it yet. But overall, a decent watch if you like Star Wars. You know, I don't know. I kind of liked it. But it was a little disjointed. Another show I'm watching, they're in their third season. It's on Apple TV+. It's called Servant. This is one creepy mofo of a show. This show is about a woman who has a baby and she lost the baby, and her husband and therapist and all these people thought it would be great to give her a fake baby because she was having a little problem disassociating what really happened from what she thinks happens. So the whole story is around that, and it's just real creepy and real. It's an M. Night Shyamalan show. He produces it and he directs a few episodes, and it's just his normal level of creepiness. So if you like little creepy things, I'd watch that. Another show I'm watching is Peacemaker on HBO Max. Peacemaker, of course, is from a character from Suicide Squad, and they developed the whole story around him. It's rude, it's crude, it's funny, and it's decent storytelling. So gotta like that. Another show I just started is called Reacher. It's on Prime Video. You may remember that the very short Tom Cruise took the role of Jack Reacher in a couple of films. And what the author of Jack Reacher, the books, envisioned Jack Reacher to be something like 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", a tall, built, strong man, not 5'6", that Tom Cruise is. So this is a more realistic approach to the character. The story itself, you got to suspend disbelief just for a little bit, but it's good acting, good writing, and it's a fun watch, and it's kind of, it makes me want to get to the next episode. And one of the last shows I'm watching is what a lot of people are watching is, don't start me because it's the last season. It's This Is Us. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I'll give you a subject. The Leechmere liquidation sale. Neither liquid nor a sale. Discuss. All right, I'm okay. So they're in the last season. They're wrapping things up, and it's just as good as it was when it came out. So that's what I'm watching. So if I look in the chat, I see my brother putting in Law and Order and Organized Crime Law and Order. I have never watched a Law and Order episode. I don't know why. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means I haven't watched it. So maybe I'll have to take a peek. I know it's been on for like 30 years or something like that. I don't know if I can remake or make up 30 years of watching, but maybe I'll try watching an episode or two and see how I like it. I don't know. We'll see. But, and I know what my wife watches, so she was watching a show called The Woman Who Lived Across the Street from the Girl in the Window or something like that. And it was a quirky show, kind of weird, but funny. And the story itself was, I don't know. I think it was a Netflix show, and honey, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I think it was a Netflix show, and it was really, I don't know. It was oddly funny. I mean, I don't know if I want to talk about specifics of it because I didn't watch all of it. I only came in a couple episodes in. But I thought it was pretty good. All right, so, I'm just letting you know right now, it's going to be a short show. Let me quickly go into this segment here, which is not even a segment. It's just me talking about the show. If you want to be a guest or you want to suggest a guest, you got a GFY nomination, you got comments for this show, please email me at thepaulreport@gmail.com or find me at The Paul Report on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or any of those. Where can you watch this show? Well, right now you can watch it live on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. You cannot watch it on Apple Podcast anymore because I'm still looking for a service to host my stuff. But you can watch it on YouTube, and we'd like you to subscribe to The Paul Report on any of those services. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. I think that's all I got. So that's what I have there. I was going to jump into the Go F Yourself Award just because that's kind of where my next topic is taking me. But I'm just kind of curious. Did you all, ladies, gentlemen, children of all ages, would you like to play a game of Hangman tonight? Just kind of respond in the chat if you want to play Hangman. Because if you do, I just got to do a quick setup and we can have a game of that before we get into the GFY Awards. And if not, that's okay too. I'm prepared to jump into it because it is kind of a longer segment this week. there's a lot of information behind a GFY this week. So I'll give it about a minute to say, hey, Wendy's here. I'll give it about a minute for people to respond to if they want to play Hangman. And what I'll do is I'll play some music. And I'm going to mute myself. And I'm just going to get set up for the show in case we do. I said do. Before we do Hangman. So answer away, people. Come on, let's hear it. Linda! I think this is your first time on the show. Everyone say hi to Linda, my wonderful friend from work. My original work wife. The one who begged me not to leave, and then she ended up leaving, going to another job. So, I'm not gonna cry. But thank you for joining, Linda. Much appreciated. All right, I'm just gonna get set up here, so answer away. I just dropped a bottle of soda. All right, I think that is plugged in. I still have the list. I wish I did. Where did I put that thing? Oh, you know what? I redid The Office and I moved it to someplace safe, but I do still have it. I do have the list. It's still here. It is here. I just don't have it up at the moment. Swear to you, I have it. All right, I think we're gonna play a game of Hangman. And with the one yes vote, because no one else voted, the ayes have it. All right, so let me do this. Let me kill this music. All right, and Linda, I love you too. I do miss you, and I wish that I could make it up to well, I can't even go to Manchester anymore to say hi up there because you're not there. You're working from home. But no, it is awesome to have you here. This made my night. Everyone here makes my night. But when someone new joins, I just feel a little warmer inside. All right, so let me see what I can do here about getting this Hangman thing started. So let's see. Okay, so I think, I remember I listed them as Hangman 1 and Hangman 2. Okay, here's Hangman 1. Okay. Let's take my head out of there. There I am. Hi. And then we go to Hangman. Let's do this. Gotta find the program first. That does it. La 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 la. Okay, and then we have to erase all. Oh, dang it! All right, there we go. Got to get rid of that. All right, and let's see. Let's do Hangman 2. Look at that! How good am I? All right, so let's see. I got to think of a word. Okay, 6-letter word. And the hint is, without it, you're dead. Okay, there are the hints. Let the letters commence. Do 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 boop 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 boom boom. All right, I need some letters, kids. Let's go. Bring on the letters. We have an S, and there is no S. Sorry about that. Let's put that head on there. There we go. The head is there. All right. Need another letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. There is one T. One T. All righty. Without it, you're dead. We got an M from Linda. There is no M. Now, Linda, do I have to point out that There was an S and you chose M. I'm just saying it seems a little convenient. Okay, next letter. We're going to put down, let's see, body. Okay, there's a body. All right, next letter, please. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Can you live without fresh? There's no T in fresh. Oh, I'm fresh. I thought that was a guess. That's funny. I really haven't. I'm the same person. There is an E. All right. There's no one else guessing but Wendy. Well, it's your show, Wendy. Let's go. Let's see what we got. All right. Yeah, no, I'm never going to change. Well, let's just say the places where I need to change, I certainly have changed. But the places that I don't want to change, exactly the same. Exactly the same. And actually, Linda, it is actually very funny that you showed up tonight. Roz, another newcomer tonight. We have an R. We have an R right here. All right. I know that looks like a B, and I apologize. Let me fix that. Let's see. Let's make this a better R. Now it just looks like a B with a flat bottom. But that is an R. So good job. Roz, thank you for joining. I don't remember if you've been here before. I think you might have been, but if you haven't, thank you so much for joining tonight. And that's nice that Linda came up with R at the same time. Linda, Roz, Linda. That's very cool. All right, so we're getting there. Remember, the hint is, without this, you're dead. We have an R, E, and a T. And the letters that have been guessed have been S and M. So solve it. If you can solve it, solve it. Just spell it out for me. Dun, 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 dun. Drum roll, please. Up. I think she might be onto something. Just say the word if you know it. There it is. She has it. First time on the show, and she gets the hangman. The word is breath. And without it, you're dead. All right. Great job, everybody. Let's see if I can remember how to get out of this thing. All right. So if I do this. Oh, if I go back to. Let's see. Don't tell me. Don't tell me what to do. All right. I think I have to go to here. Nope, not that. I need to go to here. Yes, there we go. All right. And then we just go down to this, number 2. And then we shut this off. And here I am back again. Another stellar performance on the Hangman. You guys are getting really good at this. Just to talk about it for a second, speaking of Hangman, does anyone else here play Wordle? And I know like everyone in the world, with the exception of 4 people, are playing Wordle, are not playing, or are playing Wordle. But is anyone out here playing it? Because I have a question to ask. So if you are playing it, just kind of give a yes or a no, and let me know, because I oh, Linda, if you're waiting around, there are no prizes for this game. If you get it right, all you get are bragging rights. That's all. So you get to brag for a week. Wendy, I'm surprised that you don't play Wordle, because it's it's a thinking game and you're a thinker, and it's a word game and you're into words, and it takes like 5-10 minutes a day, and I don't know, makes you think of 5-letter words constantly in your day. No Amazon delivery, Linda. Sorry, there's nothing coming to your home. Yeah, sorry, nothing. I got nothing. But I'll tell you what, there is a work in play that I am going to start doing some sort of game, another gamey thing where actually people will call in to play the game, and it will be a one-on-one type of game. And then if you win the game, I will send you a prize. I am going to invest in a little bit of prizes for the show. So I think maybe I'll put it with the Hangman. But again, I guess we could just be the person who guesses it first, I guess, would get a prize. But I'm going to start amping up the my financial commitment to this show, because right now it's about 20 cents a week that I'm putting towards this show. Maybe $1 because I have a drink that I bring with me every week, and I got to fill it with something. So, but I would love to have engagement with you all because I love you all, and I love that you're here. So for the first time, again, Linda Roz, thank you. Love having you here. Please tell all your friends. No, don't tell them because then they'll think you're crazy. Because then they'll come in the show and I'll probably have the worst show ever when I have a lot of people here, and then it'll just be wrong. Nah, it'll be a great show. Tell your friends. All right, so let me... Oh! I forgot about... Sorry, 1 second. Okay, I forgot about a new segment I wanted to do. It's called Time Travel. So what I do is I summons the TARDIS, if you know Doctor Who at all, the power of the TARDIS, and I go back in time and I interview myself, or I get a report from myself from the past. So if you guys can just kind of rub your temples a little bit and then pat your head and rub your belly. Oh, I got to do it this way. Yeah, let me see. I got to show you that I can do it. Yeah. All right. And if we all do it together, we can summon the power of Grayskull, and we can get with me in the past. Okay? All right. Think. Oh, I hear it coming. All right. Let's go to Paul, who's in the past. Hi. So Paul Kravitz reporting for the Paul Report. I'm out here at Salisbury Beach with my kids, my wonderful, awesome, stellar children. Here's Sarah.
Hi.
And there's Joel. Up over there. Joel. There we go. All right. So we're up at Salisbury Beach this afternoon, just taking in some sights, playing some games, and it's minus 10 degrees out, so we're really just taking a walk because, why not? All right. No, it's not. I'm just kidding. So, all right. Well, it's cold. Back to you in the studio, Paul. All right. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. And I'll never catch up. Well, you'll never catch up to me because I am 4 days, 5 days in the past. I mean, in the future to you. So I'll never see you. Sorry, buddy. But that'll be a new segment. Me reporting from somewhere else in time. So that's all good. All right. You know what? Let's just get to the Go F Yourself for the week, because I think you're going to agree with me with this one. So let's go to the GFY. All right, so welcome to GFY, which stands for Go F Yourself. Weekly segment for those folks who haven't been here before. It's a weekly segment where I give out this award. It's also called the Cruisy after Ted Cruz, who is, in my book, a complete buffoon and worthy of someone telling him to go F himself constantly. It might actually be a co-award or co-named after for his best bud, his big toe, what's his name? Tucker Carlson. I almost called him something else that began with an F on his first name. But yeah, he's another one that just needs to be told to go F himself constantly throughout the day. He just needs it. So anyway, this week's award winner, it is not a person per se. It's a group of people or an institution. And when I read about it, when it showed up in my news feed, this is going to be more commentary than anything else. But when I read about it, it floored me to like no end when I read it, because in this day and age, it just, I don't know, it's just beyond belief that this would actually happen. And I didn't even bother. Once I read this, I didn't even bother looking for any other nominees for this week, because this one took my breath away. So, let me explain. All right. I really don't have enough time to explain, so let me sum up. I always screw up pronouncing this name, but it's God. Is it Xavier? Zavarian. Zavarian. There it is. Zavarian Brother High School in the mostly white town of Westwood chose to kick off the first day of Black History Month with a commemorative fried chicken lunch. The school put out a message early that day. I think it was on a Tuesday. And they said, in honor of Black History Month, one way we will celebrate is by highlighting a traditional meal each week that is a staple in Southern Black history. Today's lunch is fried chicken. This is the announcement made at the all-boys Catholic High School last Tuesday morning. Now, members of the high school student body immediately criticized the statement and urged school officials who approved this to issue an apology. One student was quoted as saying, "Honestly, I think it's just a big stereotype. It could be seen as a little racist." No, it's seen as a lot racist, to be honest with you. And another student said, "It's the first day of Black History Month. They couldn't have come up with a better thing than fried chicken for African cuisine. It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense." Now, school officials said that the announcement would go on to state that after the Civil War, during the Reconstruction era, some newly freed African American women gained economic independence by selling fried chicken. They noted that the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture recognizes these women as waiter carriers. That's what they were called, waiter carriers. And they sold fried chicken, biscuit, and pies to train passengers in the late 1800s through the early 1900s. The celebratory meal was reported recommended by an African-American food service employee who wished to develop menu items that represented historic Southern Black cuisine. Now, the high school officials told reporters that the commemoration was an attempt to educate students about Black history and culture. The high school has since released a statement on the controversial lunch decision. Regrettably, our message was poorly communicated, resulting in some perceiving it as the propagation of a negative stereotype. You don't say. We are saddened by this outcome. Going forward, we will strive to ensure that all members of our community understand the significance of our efforts to celebrate Black History Month. Now, it's easy to apologize when you do something stupid, all right? And in my worldview, you know, I'm a white guy talking about the injustice of making a fried chicken month or a fried chicken meal in commemoration for Black History Month. I find that offensive, you know, but how much my opinion weighs on this is I was going to say irregardless, but that's not a word. But that reminds me of Radio Irregardless with my friend Mark Scalia, Wednesday nights on Facebook Live. Look up Mark Scalia or Radio Irregardless on Facebook. Sign up for messages to get to know when shows are. There it is, a little plug for my guy's show. All right, so I just find it humiliating for the school to do something like that without even a notion of thought to say, you know, it has been done in the past that fried chicken has been associated with racial bigotry towards African Americans. Why? I mean, if you're trying to undo the stigma, you're not helping, quite honest with you. I mean, I did a quick search. I typed in traditional African American cuisine, okay? I came up with a list of hundreds of foods, meals that are traditionally African American. and none of them have fried chicken in them. I mean, there's a bunch of them, and I can't pronounce some of them because they're probably in a native tongue. One is called Papin Valise, and it's a steak barbecued with maize porridge, and it's loved in Southern Africa, particularly South Africa, where I can't even pronounce this word. Bravalisis is a treasured institution and practically a national sport. I don't know what that is. It literally translates to maize porridge and meat. And it's let's see, just scrolling through this. Any combination of starch and braised or stewed meat with an obligatory side serving of spicy gravy, relish, or chakalaka. That is the best word ever. Chakalaka. Chakalaka. I'm not even mispronouncing it. Chakalaka. Shisa Maniyama, meaning burn the meat. Ooh, that's a bit uncomfortable. In Zulu, has come to refer to a festive bring and braai gathering. Shisa Maniyama restaurants are often located next to butcher shops, so patrons can select their own meat and have them cook it to order over fiercely hot wood fires. I think that sounds yummy. There's another one here called Piri Piri Chicken, and it's from Mozambique. Let's see. It's a heady blend of African, Portuguese, Oriental, and Arab flavors. Think fragrant spices, hot piri piri, and creamy coconut sauces with hints of cashews and peanuts. Sizzling spicy prawns and seafood are often the first choice of visitors to Maputo, but don't miss out on the galinha azambondina, mofongo. Anyway, so, I mean, I picked out 15 of these, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but you could have gone out to Google and searched up, anything that would be better than choosing. I'm not going to waste my F-bomb on this. All right, I am going to waste my F-bomb on this. You could do so much better than picking up a recipe for fucking chicken, fried chicken. You could do so much better. And I don't know. Why am I so upset by this? Because it's avoidable. It's so damn avoidable to just take a little bit of thought and just remember that fried chicken, and there are tons of other foods that have been negatively put towards African Americans. So why would you highlight that as a meal for Black History Month? And maybe I'm looking at this all wrong. Maybe they were trying to destigmatize it, but you know what? That ain't the way to do it. So anyway, for our friends at the Xaverian High School, the all-boys high school in the mostly white town of Westwood, I present to you this award. Go F yourself. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick break. This is just about a minute. Going to go over some promos, and then we're going to get to the mainstay of this particular week, which is breaking up is hard to do. You are watching The Paul Report right here on my webpage or my Facebook page. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Do you have a nominee for Go F Yourself? Email thepaulreport@gmail.com. The Paul Report will return in just a moment. God help us all.
Hello, my name is Andrew and you are watching The Paul Report. Having known Paul for some time, I only this to say, he is a real piece of work. See, I am a computer-generated AI, so I have to say anything he types in. Darmok and Jalad. At Tanagra. Darmok and Jalad on the ocean. With his arms wide open. Paul, you are such an asshole. The Paul Report will return in just a moment.
Hi, my name is Janice, and you're listening to The Paul Report. Good choice.
You're listening to the Paul Report, and that's on you.
Hi, I'm Sarah Kravitz. You are listening to The Paul Report. Good luck. Hope you have a good day.
You can listen to Radio Irregardless with Mark Scalia. It's your non-standard blend of irrespective and regardless. It's a hodgepodge of who knows who and who knows what. Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Radio Irregardless with Mark Scalia.
Welcome back. This is the Paul Report. I am your host, Paul Kravitz. We are here weekly, Thursday nights, 9 p.m., unless otherwise noted, translated through the Facebook Meta system to let you know if the show is going to air that week or not. I do strive to have shows every week. I do love to have guests. So if you do know someone who might be able to, I have a series called #Educate Me. So if they have a special skill or something that they can teach the masses, teach me, educate me about something, by all means, point them my way or get permission from them to let me call them and work on getting them on the show. I would appreciate that. And I'm sure my listeners would appreciate that as well. All right, so the main story for my show tonight is about breakups. Now, weird topic because I'm in a very happy relationship and I'm not going anywhere. She can't get rid of me that fast. But the other night, my wife Jen and I were talking, and I looked at her and I just thanked her for getting me out of the god-awful world of dating. I hated dating. Hated it. I hated it when I was single the first time. I hated it more when I was single the second time. And what followed was a series of these affirmations that we both benefited from finding each other, i.e. the right person. And then it got me thinking, probably like the next day, I was thinking about how I got to where I am now. Because me of the past is not the me of today. It's just natural that we as humans evolve in our own little way to a person that we become. And in life, I don't think we ever stop evolving as people, as ourselves. Like, we always reinvent ourselves or learn something about ourselves. And, people say, it's hard, you are who you are. And I believe that to be true, but I think that there are parts of your personality that you can change. So then it got me thinking, what made me, a thrice divorced ne'er-do-well, living in a van down by the river, able to marry such a wonderful person? When for the longest time, I thought things about myself that weren't necessarily true, but I believed them to be true because of how other relationships I was in made me feel. Now, a friend once told me, says, I can make you a sandwich, but I can't make you feel anything. And they were right. Another person can't make you feel anything. You feel what you feel because of what you are interpreting of what you're feeling. Now, of course, if someone punches you in the face, they're making you feel pain. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those internal, I suck, or, I'm sad because I suck, or whatever. But that's on you, as Andre says. But I thought about my past relationships and the aftermath of their breakups and how I felt. And I was in that space for a little bit. And then I was reading NPR for stuff on this show. The other night I mentioned I was going through, doing some show prep. And I found this article, and it kind of spoke to me in the sense of, what should people do, or what is suggested people do in a breakup or after a breakup. And I'm going to be paraphrasing this article. If you want to read the article, hop onto NPR and look for, let me see if I have, here's the link to it. Again, it's a long link, but if you just look over how to get over someone after a breakup, you can find the article. And I basically took the article, and I'm going to be paraphrasing from it, just because I'm not, the authors have credit, and I give them credit. I take no credit for any of this information. I'm just paraphrasing what they wrote to make it easy to talk about. So everyone knows, everyone has gone through a breakup in one way or another, and breakups hurt. And what the author of this interview suggests is that you give the breakups the respect that they deserve. You know, because when we're with people and we're happy and we're all warm and cuddly, our brains light up like a Christmas tree. And this is what they call the basic reward related regions. Now, as mentioned by Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate, you get the same feeling from a piece of chocolate. And it's true. The same part of your brain will line up with love as will with chocolate or winning money. So it all does the same thing. So on the other side of the equation, when we feel rejected, the regions of the brain that process physical pain start to light up like a Christmas tree. It's kind of like listening to Tucker Carlson. I'm Tucker Carlson. Say you are in pain from a breakup, but not just any breakup. You just broke up with the Republican Party. That's gonna hurt. And it'll never, ever go away. Why? Because the Republican Party is like a boil on your ass. It may feel better someday, but at any moment it can come back and hurt you in the ass. All right. But anyway, the pain from a breakup hits us at a place that is at the core of our being. When you've had a breakup, you just, if you think about it, the first thing you probably remember is the agony of the breaking up, the separation from your former significant other. You feel that pain. You feel that pit in your stomach. And, you know, it's important to remember at that moment that a breakup is so worthy of your self-care. You got to pay attention to your feelings and not expect you yourself to get over a breakup as if it's nothing. All right? Because those people are kidding themselves. If this was a truly, invested in relationship, I'm not talking like one night stands. I'm not talking about, you hanging out with someone for a week and then whatever. We're talking invested relationship. Okay, I'm not saying you can't feel things after a week, but I'm just saying that, the idea here is someone you're in a committed relationship with and then you break up. So it's like mourning when someone dies. You can still hurt from a breakup, and, then your friends start coming along and they mean well, but they kind of start running out of patience with you and they start to tell you to do that buck up thing and get over it. And quite frankly, that's not super helpful. I know I've been in that position before where I was, especially after my divorce, I was a fucking wreck. I was gone. I was I was out of work. I'd been out of work for a few years. And then my ex-wife left. And, and I was homeless. I was living in a place that I should have never been in. But I did because I needed a place for my kids. And I just had to suck up a lot of stuff. But I did it. And I was just a mess. And I've had countless Facebook friends not abandon me. I don't want to say abandon because that's negative. I had a ton of Facebook friends in that time period of like 2011, 2012, even into 2013, end my Facebook relationship with them because all of my posts, or the high number of my posts, were just misery based. Just awful, awful posts. And I went back and read some of them. I would have unfriended me too, be honest with you. And some of them have come back. I'm not, saying that all of them have, but some of them have come back and they see me happy and they see me well adjusted, and it's great to have them back in the fold. But really, the outward appearance of pain comes in many forms. Mine just happened to find its way to Facebook and just, heart on sleeve type of thing. But like any other morning process, it's going to take time and work. One of the things that I did do that I should have resisted, but you got to resist the urge to use alcohol or drugs as a crutch. Now, I'm not saying I drank to excess, but I definitely drank during this stretch of time, this breakup time. And when you're drunk or inebriated, that part of your brain that is rational, logical, and forward-thinking, pretty much all the things you need to get over a breakup, start to shut down. And you know this because you've made that drunk call at 2 a.m. to somebody, and you're not telling us about it. It has been documented that substances can amplify your feelings of sadness and anger in a way that leads people to make decisions they regret, i.e., the 2 a.m. booty call to someone else. It's kind of, again, like hearing Tucker Carlson's in your voice to ease you out of a bender. I understand you're broken up, but, it's okay to drink. It's okay to take drugs, just as long as you don't try to have sex with someone who you haven't talked to in 20 years. Now, if you want to have sex with an M&M when they're wearing those sexy boots, that's okay. Because quite frankly, I'm doing it right now. God, I hate that man. So, being drunk or being on substances, drugs, they rid you of the clarity that you desperately need to move forward from your relationship. And in this relationship step, you need to face the reality and actually be broken up. Okay, you actually need to break up. Because after your breakup, your body's in a state of shock. So even if a relationship is over, your body will still be in constant search of those love hormones. These are the ones you would normally get from your ex. And this wound is something that you constantly pick at. Always. I know I did. I know I can say with no shame, well, plenty of shame, but, no hesitancy that I remember during my time after my ex-wife left, I would, I don't know. I always tried to make an event happen where I had to, try to talk to her or try to whatever, and try to, try to find a way to have her see herself clear to just come back. Okay. And sometimes I didn't say anything. Sometimes I did, but it didn't happen. And of course, that was the natural progression of things, is that I needed to separate myself from her to get better. And she needed to separate from me to get better too, because that's just how it works. You wish I was going to be rude to you, but I'm not. I'm not being rude. There's nothing here that has really much to say about any of that. I respect you. I care about you. You're the mother of my children. But no, we enjoy a good relationship now, and that's where I like it. So shut up. No. But, you don't, like, I know that I looked at old text, I didn't do a lot of social media stalking because whatever, but there was some. I'm going to say there was some, but, and again, we shared children. So, that was like the only reason why I should have been contacting my ex was for, kid stuff. But again, we morphed our relationship into a decent friendship where we can talk about things and we can talk about kids. And again, I like where it's going. But again, in the breakup sense, at that time, back in, whatever year that was, 2011, 2012, I was looking for closure, and it may have been I was looking for the wrong thing, because it's not actually a closure. it's a relief from the pain that you're looking for. Okay? And there's nothing that your ex can do or say that'll offer that relief, because the thing that's causing the pain isn't the ex, it's the separation from them. That's what's causing your pain. So I found that, if you're still blaming your ex, analyzing your ex, hoping for your ex to change, you're still in a relationship with your ex, whether or not you're with them or not. So, over time, it came to pass that I finally got to a space where I could put myself in a different space than my ex, or being with my ex. And this also holds true for another relationship I had several years after Lauren left. There was another relationship I was in. Now, this relationship had more red flags than the something that has a lot of red flags. Now, again, I've talked about her in the past. She is no longer among the living. She has since passed away. So I'm not going to slam her as much as I would as if she was alive, because she can't defend herself. But I will say that the relationship I was in with her, the breakup part of it was monumentally worse than my ex, because this person just brought me to the point that I started feeling like I was the loser, like I was the wrong person in this relationship, and everything she did was puppies and cupcakes and butterflies. But upon reflection, when I went through the breakup process, none of this was true. I was sane, she was insane, and that's the end of it. Some experts suggest that you avoid common pitfalls of villainizing your ex or putting your ex on a pedestal. That's what I did. Neither is really rooted in reality. And both keep you from focusing on what's important and focusing on yourself and moving forward. So what I did, and what one of the steps are, is to use your breakup as an opportunity for self-reflection. So I looked upon myself over the years from the time that my ex left to the time that I met Jen. From the time I left, time that Lauren and I broke up to the time I met Jen, the day I met Jen, that whole time, minus, say, 6 months, was spent on reflecting on myself as a person and growing as a person. Because there are things about myself that I didn't realize. Some were good, some were not so good. Okay, a lot were not so good. And I took stock in myself and realizing, how can I get better? I need to change in some way to make myself more attractive to other potential mates. And they always say you attract where you're at, and I always called that bullshit. But you know what? I think there's something to it. I have to believe there's something to it, because after my first marriage ended and I started going out with people and I wasn't really in the right frame of mind, guess what? I was meeting other people who weren't in their right frame of mind, for whatever reason. And then again, when I met up with the last person before I met Jen, the dearly departed, I thought I was in the right space. And she came off as being in the right space, but that ended real quickly. And then it just became a battle of survival to withstand the crazy feelings I was feeling and trying to pull myself out of this relationship that I was being sucked into by my own hand. I was like this. I was like, no, I don't want to be there. And I was just pushing myself into this relationship. So part of this breakup was just getting to the point where I could stop, look at myself in the mirror and say, this is what you did. This is what you can do differently. This is what led to this particular event. This is what you could have done differently. I cannot control what anyone else does. And the fact is that neither can you, unless they're under the age of 2. Okay? We can't control what other people do. So for me to say, well, if she had only not done this, then I would have not done that. No. It's all about you taking care of you and you looking at you and realizing and being totally honest with yourself about how you function in this world. And if there's something that you come to say, like, I want to see if I can remember one of those things. Because after I really kind of thought about it, I kind of stopped doing it and then I forgot I did it. So, I don't know. Maybe I can ask my ex, who happens to be here. What's one thing that I did that maybe drove you, I don't know. I can't really think of anything. I wish I thought of something a little sooner because it would have been nice to talk about something that I used to do that I don't. Oh, I'll tell you this, and I have no embarrassment in this. I used to yell and scream more than anybody. I raised my voice. I was my father. He raised his voice all the time. He was a yeller. I don't know how he had a voice, but he would yell. He had a thunderous roar, and it made you afraid. And I got to be honest, I've yelled at my kids like that many times in the past. And one of the things that I did, and this wasn't so much out of a breakup, kind of was, but it kind of wasn't. But it was a moment that I realized that I need to stop doing that. I need to stop raising my voice to my children. I find that a gritted teeth whisper goes a lot further. Like, I'll be like, sir, and she just, yes, Dad, I'll do whatever you want, Dad. Better than yelling. Yelling them just scares the crap out of them. Doing this puts fear in them, just so you know. But but no, it was after one particularly awful moment where I lost it with my son Joel that made me realize that I had to stop. And in a way, it was a breakup because Joel would not talk to me for the longest time. He would not look at me. He just wanted to be away from me. So in a way, it was a breakup, and I had to do that self-reflection thing. And it felt awful. It felt I cried endlessly for a long time, trying to find the way in me to not yell as much. And I can honestly say that I don't yell as much, not nearly enough, a percentage of what I used to, like less than 1% of what I used to. Because I find that I feel better when I don't yell, because I don't get as sad, because I always got sad after I yelled at the kids. Always. Every single time I would be miserable, because I remember what it was like when I got yelled at by my dad, and I like to think that he felt miserable too. So, as you're looking back and re-examining, what you could do better in relationships after a breakup, just be honest with yourself. I was too controlling. I was being too self-absorbed. I am too controlling. I still am controlling. I still am a control freak. But I think I've learned to let go of some things and allow other people to do, because I'm not the only one who can do. I mean, when I do something, I try to do it well, and I do it to my level of expectation. But when other people do it, I have to be careful not to put my expectation of myself on them. That's one of the things that I learned from past relationships. So, you don't want to define yourself by I'm a loser or I'm unlovable. I've used that exact term, I'm unlovable. I used it for many years. Because then you end up in shame-based territory, and that's no place to be. It's a little bit late, but I'm just going to kind of quickly go through. If you ever get stuck in a place, people differ in how they attach, and how people differ in how they mourn their attachments. So just sort of, take a breath, think about it, and just try to get unstuck. And it will happen. Just, some people, get into a breakup mode and it lasts years. And I can be honest to say that my breakup from my ex, Lauren, took me years to get over it and to move beyond it and be in a space where I can move forward. Okay? I think part of that breakup and part of the Dearly Departed's breakup kind of melded together and taught me a lot of lessons about myself, so that the next time I met someone, which was Jen, it would be a much better me that I'm presenting, and she would see a much better me, and I would attract a much better person than, you know, the other people that I attracted during my dating experience. So yeah, so, you know, just even now, even if you're in a committed relationship, you know, maybe you might still be having some, you know, residue from an old relationship or something that you need to self-reflect on. Try it. I mean, you know, what harm can come from it? You get better about something, you feel better about something, you know, just, you know, as Joel once said, he's like, you know, if you bully, you shouldn't just bully, you should just chill out. And it's true. If you're broken up about something and you're broken about something, just reflect upon yourself and chill out. Give yourself a break. You know, some people think like dancing helps release those endorphins of getting you to feel better, or just shaking your body, or you know, I don't know, tripping your children. I don't know. But I think that just positive outlook and positive thoughts and self-reflecting thoughts and honesty. The key is honesty with yourself. I think you can get past a breakup much better than when you entered it, and then much better for the next person to come along that you might be interested in or might be interested in you. Because again, I do believe that there is some weight behind you attract where you're at. So with that, I am gonna sort of just scroll past all of this and talk to you, my listeners here. For all the people that were here today, I didn't go through the list today, but I'll quickly do it. Lauren, thank you. Linda, thank you. Wendy, thank you. Roz, thanks for coming in. Let's see. I know Bobby was here. Jen was here. Michelle was here. Michelle was the first one here. You rock, Michelle. And I think that was it. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Nope, I think I got everybody. So again, the Paul Report airs Thursday nights, 9 p.m. The replay is available on YouTube. If you look up The Paul with a space and then the word report, you should find me, and all my shows are out there. I'm going to start editing them again, and I will start looking for a new host for my edited shows so they're available wherever podcasts are available. I want to thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a great week. Stay warm, because it's still a little cold out there. And practice some self-reflection. All right. I think that's it. Let me see if I have a goodbye thing here. Let's see. Segments. No.